What up, Raff leaders? Welcome back to my channel. Here we are at the Houston end of the East Bank Bypass Road. So we've come all the way from the start of the highway, that is where it begins in South Rheinfeldt Gardens, and now we're at this section of the highway where it seems to have been diverted around some communities. So this is an access road, access to the highway from the East Bank. So if you want to get off of the East Bank and onto the East Bank bypass, you use this access road, probably coming in somewhere near Eccles. So this will take you from Eccles, the East Bank bypass road at Eccles, onto the East Bank bypass, right? So this is how you could get into Georgetown if you're diverting from East Bank. And beyond these bushes, you can see some neighborhoods. So yeah, we just wanted to take a look at what's happening in this neck of the woods off of the East Bank bypass road. That is the land on either side of the East Bank bypass road. You can see the East Bank bypass road has open access to this land, which was once just Gaisuko farmland, sugarcane fields. That hill seems to be landfill. Right, that seems to be landfill. But a lot of the land here, you can see, is vacant because it still is, or used to be, Gaisuko farmland. But as we can see in the previous video, some warehouses and heavy machine companies have already taken up residence in this neck of the woods. We just want to see what else is here as we go around this island that they've created in the middle of the highway, the East Bank bypass road. We want to see where the road goes from here. We know it goes as far as Mucka, right? As far as Mucka, Arcadia, and we're still in the vicinity of Eccles, which means we're about a couple of miles, maybe 3 or 4 miles from the completed, the end of the section of the highway that is completed, which goes past places like Providence and I guess eventually to Diamond. Well, Mucka is before Diamond. So the last I heard is that they were removing people from land at Mucka so that they could build the highway further south. In other words, they were using eminent domain to get people off the land so that they could build. But this is the island that they've actually built here in the middle of the highway. This is the island in the middle of the highway, so East Bank bypass road. Don't know what they're doing with this island. It seems as if there's some active construction going on. Might be some foundation for some structure. But over in the distance, that's the new housing scheme, Eccles housing scheme. Yeah. And we're crossing over onto the section of the highway that is not yet complete. So it seems as if the lanes coming south here are not yet completed. Right, this is the highway south. As you can see, all of this, there is a lamp post across the highway. So this part of the highway is not yet being used. And on the other side, you can see there are more warehouses, more commercial property on the east side. And on the west side, the highway seems to run closer, right? So it kind of gets diverted from its north-south direction. In this section, it seems to be heading towards the west, right? So southwest, and then it turns south again. But these houses here on the other side, on this west side, that's Eccles housing scheme. So these are new homes, a new community built up in the last 10 years or so in Eccles. And on the other side, that is the east side of the highway. You can see a lot of warehouses, commercial warehouses are being built. Commercial property. So this is what's happening here, guys. This is what's happening in this neck of the woods. The East Bank Bypass Road is still under construction in Eccles. One side of the road, that is the northbound side, is being used as a two-way road, while the west side, that is the that's the southbound side, is being used as two-lane, and this is the northbound side, is still under construction. The surface is still not completed. Concrete structure with, I guess, the foundation has been built onto it, but they don't yet have asphalt. If they are going to use that, there is still a lot of construction work, I guess, to be done, completed here. And the divider seems as if, okay, there's a drainage system that is still being constructed. And the divider, now the lamp posts have been put up, so there's still street lights are up, but the west side, the west side, this what would typically be the northbound side, is not yet open. So the road is not yet completed. So this is the East Bank Bypass Road. We've gone past the section that has been completed. Now you can see there are new neighborhoods. Right, there are new neighborhoods beyond. That is on the east side of the East Bank Bypass Road, but are now accessible. Right? Now accessible because this road has been built. So this road has kind of opened up access to all of this land that was once sugar estate land, cane fields, and a lot of the new housing development has already taken place in this neck of the woods. So in future we're going to explore some of these neighborhoods. That are some of the newest neighborhoods in Guyana that now have access via this East Bank Bypass Road. Places like I don't know the name of this particular neighborhood that we're looking at, but beyond this neighborhood and further south there's Providence, Mucka, Arcadia and Diamond, which are all brand new neighborhoods that is 20 years old. Within the last 20 years buildings have started being constructed in this neighborhood, because before all of that time it was only sugarcane field. So it seems this is the end of the East Bank Bypass Road. So here is the end of the road, sign that says the end of the road, and so that diverts you into the community, the residential community. And this is where the development, housing developments are or have been. All right, that's somebody's single family home. just off of the highway, and another number of other houses. Right, a number of other houses in this neck of the woods. I suppose we're past Eccles at this point on the east bank, probably heading towards Providence. So this would be a lot of the housing development behind places like Peters Hall, Republic Park, Nandi Park, Providence. This is sort of deeper into or east of those neighborhoods that are along the east bank. So that's it, guys. This is the end of the construction area of the East Bank Bypass Road. You can see the road is still on the construction beyond this point. Right, this is the divide between the two lanes, and you can see that construction has ceased, or still the road is not built beyond this point. Right, the surface of the road ends at this point, somewhere around Eccles and a little north of Peters Hall, Nandi Park, and so on. So this is the end of the East Bank Bypass Road, the south end. We've come about, I don't know, 2 miles, maybe a little less than 2 miles. So my guess is that it's still only, I don't know, 10% completed, 10 to 15% completed based on what we can see here. But some access roads are under construction. This is the extent of the East Bank Bypass Road at this time in June 2023. And some of the neighborhoods, somebody's building a multi-story building in this neck of the woods. I'm going to take a look at some of these buildings in the next video and a few upcoming videos. Somebody's building what I refer to as a monstrosity over in that direction. Monstrosity because there's no clear architectural design or no architectural message, features that identify a certain movement or period. But this is what's happening here, guys. This is the south end of the East Bank Bypass Road. As you can see, this is a bridge or culvert that's supposed to allow passage of water through this neighborhood. This is normally would have been a Gaisuko canal, what would be referred to as a punt trench. This would be a punt trench where they would haul cane in large punts, harvested cane, sugar cane, and they were usually required for drainage as well as irrigation of land. But this is the end of the road, guys. This is the end of the East Bank Bypass Road. It's about 2 miles completed at this point. Well, I don't know if it's 2 miles completed. This is a 2 mile point beyond the start where we started in South Ramville Gardens at the traffic circle. And this is the extent that has been completed. Now I understand there's a whole lot of issues with eminent domain and seizing land and demolishing property to complete the south sections of this road, and that's what's holding up a lot of the progress. But I suppose if they would offer people reasonable compensation for their property and their land, that wouldn't be a problem anymore. But this is what's happening here, guys. If you want to see more content like this, if you want to see what's happening here in the fastest growing country in the world as far as development, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana, and on the East Bank Bypass Road. Later! Now these dark clouds passing rapidly across the sky. We're still in the rainy season, so probably going to see a lot of rain for the next month, the month of June. May and June are the rainy months in Guyana.